Alright, here we are with the recipe for our bacon beer cheeseburger nachos. What you're going to need, we're going to start the recipe off with making our cheese sauce or our beer cheese sauce. And what you're going to need for that is 1 pound of 80-20 ground beef, 4 slices of thick cut bacon chopped into 1/4 inch slices, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and mustard, 6 ounces of a good quality beer. We're using the alt beer from Levant Brewing, 2 cups of whole milk, a pound of Cooper Sharp cheese shredded, 8 ounces of cheddar shredded, and 8 ounces of cream cheese, along with 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour. And we'll be back to show you how to bring this together. Okay, so we have a high pot or a high-sided pan on our stove. It's preheated. We're going to start by adding our 4 slices of thick-cut applewood smoked bacon to our pan, and we're going to let those crisp up. Once they're finished crisping, we're going to reserve any of the pan drippings from our bacon, and then we are going to brown off our ground beef and discard any of the fat that is in the pan. Once we have done that, we'll come back and show you the next steps for our sauce. Okay, so we've browned off our ground beef and our bacon. We've discarded the drippings from the ground beef, and we reserved our drippings from our bacon. We have about 3 tablespoons of bacon drippings. To that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour, and we're going to start building a roux. Once you have all of your flour incorporated, you're going to shut your heat off, and you're going to add your 6 ounces of beer to this, making sure to really work into the corners of your pan, and making sure to get all of the roux incorporated. Once you have a smooth mixture, it's going to be really important to incorporate that, get your whisk into the edges of your pan. So once you have a smooth mixture, go ahead and turn your sauce back up. And now we're going to stir in our 2 cups of milk. So we're going to do it gradually, making sure that we get that beer and flour mixture well incorporated. The biggest thing when working with cream sauces is to make sure that you start with a smooth cream sauce. Any lumps that you start in the beginning is going to be hard to work out at the end once you have all of your liquid incorporated. So really try to make sure that you have all of your lumps out as you're adding your milk to your mixture. Now that I have all the lumps out, I'm going to add the rest of the 2 cups of milk. I'm going to turn my heat up to medium heat. As this comes up, I'm going to, and starts to thicken. Once it starts to thicken, I'm going to add my cream cheese and the rest of my Cooper, and stirring constantly. Once I've finished doing that, we'll come back and show you how to assemble your nachos. Our sauce is done. So as our sauce was thickening, we added a half a teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of dried mustard and salt and pepper to taste. So to build your nachos, you're going to start with a base of nacho chips, and then you're going to take, if you were going to make this for a big crowd, you would take half your cheese, you know, start with it on a cookie tray. Take about half your cheese, and then you're going to take a half a cup of your cheese sauce and pour that over. So we added to the cheese sauce some shredded cheddar, some of our crisp bacon, and some of our ground beef. Now we'll add another layer of chips to this. Another cup of our cheese sauce. Some more of our cheddar cheese, our ground beef, some more of our bacon, and then we're going to top it with some shredded lettuce, some diced tomato, and then some diced kosher dill pickles.